First platoon, our area of interest will be Grizzly and Wolverine. Our area of operations will be Objective Black. The terrain here in Torbia consists of dense mixed forest terrain with intermittent clearings, moderate elevation changes, multiple water features, and LDAs as well as ODAs. Avenues of approach, we will be dismounted and we'll be moving through constrained narrow trails and dry stream beds. Vegetation restricts observation from about 50 to 100 meters. So when we're actually on the objective, we will be in the forest, but we will not be directly on the road. And we'll also be semi-close because we won't have as great of a field of view. So just be prepared for that. So for cover and concealment that is here, vegetation, canopy, and terrain offer excellent concealment from ground and UAS, moderate cover from trees and terrain, and erosion features. So like through stream beds, hills, and then also just trees, those will provide cover that you'll use so you do not get hit by the enemy forces. Underbrush and terrain can mask enemy movement and provide ambush operations. So we'll just need to be careful while we're moving from our patrol base to our ORP, and we're being wary that an enemy ambush could be around us at any time. So we'll just have to make sure we're silent, and that we'll just have to have our noise, and yeah, we'll just need to make sure our noise is down. So, obstacles. The enemy can effectively use booby traps and C-wire obstacles to turn or disrupt friendly movement. Thick underbrush, down trees, and seasonal washouts may restrict or limit trail movement for dismounts. Key terrain features for this operation, we have ridge lines within Grizzly that will provide limited observation and fire superiority. Draws and creek beds restrict movement and provide effective ambush points. So just keep that in mind. For the weather today, it will be cold due to winter conditions, and vegetation might be at a reduced density because it is now winter. So our enemy in Grizzly, they are disciplined, tactically adaptive, and capable of squad level action. Enemy shows use of pre-planned defenses, concealment, ISR through UAS, and harassment tactics targeting friendly movement. The enemy will be approaching us in team and squad size elements, operating from offset and concealed fighting positions near ridgelines and intersections of known movement routes. Enemy will improve strength and coordination over time and become more lethal as they know our TTPs, patterns, and they apply lessons learned from prior engagements with us. And so they will improve their ability to coordinate and cooperate in between elements. So we just need to make sure that we are not getting lazy. They will understand us better as we go through this operation. So we need to make sure we're not getting lazy while we're out there. The most likely course of action when they take fire is that the enemy will occupy a prepared defense position with concealed sectors of fire and well-planned booby traps, exploiting our Army SOPs. The most deadly course of action, however, is that the enemy will consolidate dispersed squads into a platoon strength element that will initiate contact with effective indirect fire and friendly patrol, and they will also fix friendly patrols with booby traps. So we'll have to react to IDF as the most deadly course of action. They'll form up into a platoon and assault through us. So we just need to make sure that doesn't happen. So, our friendly forces. Our friendlies today, we have 2nd Platoon to our northeast, and we have 3rd Platoon over to our south. So we'll just need, they shouldn't be in our way at all for this operation. However, it's just good to know that they're there, where our friendlies are at. And then also from earlier, this is our objective Black.
we have our main water features. This is the Ohio River. Right here is just a little water, just in like a little lake or river. And then this is AO Grizzly. Right here is the intersection of Wolverine. And this right here is where we're expecting the enemy to come through most likely. This is the most likely avenue of approach for the enemy. We are down here in our patrol base currently, and there are just a couple of roads around us, just giving a little bit of whereabouts on this map. So our mission, first platoon, is conduct an ambush on objective black at grid, well, at this grid right here, which is 16 Sierra Echo Hotel 8600 0345. No later than 0945 of today, 2025, December 1st. In order to destroy enemy QRF advancing to 2nd and 3rd platoon's positions. I say again, 1st platoon, we will conduct an ambush on objective black at grid 16 Sierra Echo Hotel 8600 0345, no later than 0945 on December 1st, today, 2025, in order to destroy enemy QRF advancing to 2nd and 3rd platoon's positions. So, for this operation, we are starting. So, the commander's intent is to deny enemy forces freedom of movement and the ability to influence operations in AO Grizzly. Key tasks will be identifying and destroying enemy forces in the AO, protecting South Torbia personnel and infrastructure, maintaining 100% accountability of personnel, weapons, and equipment. End state platoons are no less than 90% strength and positioned to conduct retrograde operations against enemy forces when they lack the ability to further disrupt friendly activity. And CJFT USAC controls all lines of supply and communication in Grizzly, Panther, and Wolverine. Panther isn't located on here though, but Panther is more to the south. And so that is basically just saying that our goal is to make sure that South Torbia is left okay. We're just neutralizing the enemy, and that USAC will control lines of supply and communication in this area that we're working at. That is the goal. So this operation will consist of 4 phases. For the first phase, that will be movement from our patrol base to our ORP, and the key task there is to establish an ORP. Phase 2 will be recon and finalize a plan. We will be conducting a leader's recon, and then we'll also, after that leader's recon, we'll come back and then in place all you troops. Phase 3 will be actions on the objective. So once we're already in place, we will wait for the enemy to come through. We're there, we will conduct our ambush, make sure they're neutralized, and then we'll go back to the ORP. Lastly, phase 4 will be accountability, and our key task for phase 4 will be to ensure proper MWE, man, weapons, and equipment, and then we'll prepare to pick up and move from our ORP to objective Sun no later than 1200 to establish a defensive posture. So, our scheme movement, we will step off no later than 0800 from our patrol base to establish an ORP. So, what this is going to look like, we right now are right here at our patrol base. There are a couple little trails that we will utilize in moving towards our ORP location, and we will have first squad alpha team leader. He will be the one guiding us there. But we will have our ORP established 250 meters off of the objective. That way we can ensure proper distance and safety at our ORP, while also having a great way to then move to the objective freely, especially when we get off the objective. We want to be quick on that. When we are going through our leader's recon, after we have established a security posture at the ORP, the leader's recon will consist of myself, all the squad leaders, our 3rd squad alpha team, our RTO, an automatic rifleman from first squad, and then also the alpha team leader from first squad. We will all go on our leader's recon. We will establish an RP in between the ORP and the objective, and then we will further look at the objective. While we are also on this mission, while we're also on this leader's recon, the goal, which I will explain when we get to the micro map, we are also going to be establishing our strong side security, and they will be acting as our S&O team, so then we can know when the enemy is coming and if they come sooner than we think. So we will be emplacing them on the objective, but 300 meters off the objective on those strong side security points. I shouldn't have dropped that one, but that's okay. But that is primarily for the macro. You can see we have the objective. On this leader's recon, we are going to be also leaving our PSG, who will be at the ORP leading it. We will be leaving him a Gatwa for how long we'll be gone and what to do if we don't come back. This leader's recon should only be 30 minutes. And so in the case we do not come back, the PSG, you will hold a security posture at the ORP for an additional 15 minutes after that 30-minute mark. If we do not come back after that additional 15 minutes, you will then head back to the patrol base. And I think that is everything I want to cover at this macro. If you come with me though, you'll be moving over to the micro for the rest of this mission. So here is objective black. Everything right here is objective black. Our established RP will be to the east of the kill zone. What we'll be doing on the leader's recon is we will be establishing 2 security members. Each will be a 2-man team, and we'll be establishing them 300 meters off of the kill zone, so then they are effectively out of any so then they're effectively out of any firing ranges and fields of fire, because we want to keep our security safe on this leader's recon. After that, after we establish our security posture, we will all come back through the release point to the ORP, and then we will start moving all of our squads, 1 squad at a time, out of the ORP, through the RP, to then get positioned on the objective. And we'll be moving them 1 squad at a time. So firstly, we will have first squad. They will be positioned right here. Second squad, you will position yourselves accordingly next to first assault, so then we can build a solid line. Our support by fire is going to be positioned 1 weapons team here, marked by the T. The other will be positioned next to that second assault team, or that second assault squad. This way, we will have proper fields of fire on that strong side, on that strong avenue of approach, getting both this line and this line, because there are 2 strong sides of approach where the enemy will most likely be coming from. We know they are moving in this northeast direction, and so to prepare for that, we'll be prepared for them to come on either one of these avenues of approach. Hence, we'll be placing our security in those postures. Our other securities will be placed on the inside of the more northern 2 avenues of approach. This leaf signifies a security team. We're placing them here, so then they will be able to notify us if any of the enemy escape on these avenues of approach, because our goal is to halt them and make sure they do not get to our northing, 2nd, and 3rd platoons. And so to make sure they do not have that ability, we'll have security here to then let us know in the case of that happening. Lastly, our HQ will be positioned in this northeast sector of the objective. They are out of any fields of fire, and they're here so that they can be close, but also distant. So be close and also distant. The HQ will also be our CCP, our casualty collection point, for while we are on the objective. Once we get off the objective, it will then be moved to our RP, which will then be moved to our ORP as we go along. So the CCP will be a rolling CCP for this mission. Okay, so we will be positioned here by 0910. Everyone will be in their positions, ready and wait for the enemy. The enemy is suspected to be coming as soon as 0945, and so we will be in a security posture, not security posture, but we'll be in a hostile posture awaiting them. Our 2 assault teams will also set up 1 claymore per team on the kill zone. We are going to initiate with the claymores, and so I will radio from the CCP to the squad leaders to set up their claymores and then also be ready to fire when I give the signal. The signal for that initiation of contact will be the claymores via radio. If the claymores do not work, I will radio the squad leaders to then initiate with weapon fire. If their weapons don't work, they will initiate with a yell for everyone to initiate fire. And if all else fails, they will throw a stick at the enemy. And that is how fire will be initiated for this ambush, if all else fails. But that primary will be the claymore through radio. The HQ is also positioned here because the vegetation is a little less dense in this area, providing proper field of view on the kill zone so we can still see what is going on. Hence, radioing will still be effective. Once we initiate fire and the enemy makes it to that kill zone, we will be going through a mad minute. This will be a minute of just sustained cyclic fire. Once that mad minute is up, I will radio the squad leaders to lift fire. After that lift fire, we will be conducting sills, where we will listen for anything, watch for any movement, anything like that. Like I said earlier, the enemy coming through is dismounted in teams and squads, so we shouldn't have to worry about any sort of heavy or armored vehicles, and so this should be a clean sweep, especially with our 2 240s having those direct lines of fire on the enemy's approach. So they shouldn't be moving after the mad minute. But if we hear or see any sort of movement, we'll begin the mad minute again through the use of gunshot. If gunshot doesn't work, we will yell. If the yelling doesn't work, we will throw a stick onto the enemy. And lastly, if the stick doesn't work, if y'all can't see the stick, we will then throw a rock onto the enemy. And that is how you'll know to begin that mad minute again. So either through radio, through gunshot, through stick, or through yell, and if all else fails, a rock, because we love the rock. After that last mad minute, we will be having our aid and litter teams as well as our EPW teams conducting aid and litter and EPW. Aid and litter, you'll be moving casualties to the CCP. EPW, you'll be checking all the bodies and then gathering any useful information. After that, we will be conducting an LOA. So we will sweep through the objective. The assault team will sweep their direct forward, going 35 meters off and conducting an LOA, unlimited advance. Our weapons team will be doing the exact same, creating a box around the kill zone. Once we have established LOA, we will move the casualties from the CCP to the release point, and we will be getting off the objective in a red, white, and blue formation. What that means is that when we radio red, that will mean that security will then leave their security postures, head over to the RP, and then go to the ORP. Once we get to the ORP, we will conduct accountability. After that, we will have white, which is our support, our weapons squads. Our weapons squad, they will go through the ORP and then go back to the ORP. Myself and the PSG will be counting people at the RP to then head back to the ORP. After that, lastly, we will be having blue, which is our assault teams. They will be going through, picking up, going through the RP, through the RP, and then establishing a security posture at the RP. They will also be our demo team, our burning. So they will make sure that once we leave, the kill zone is lit ablaze, and making sure any sort of weapons, any personnel, they will be destroyed, not be able to be used again by the enemy in the future. Once we get back to the ORP, we will establish a 360-degree perimeter and security posture, where then we will conduct accountability. Once we reach the LOA, while we were on the objective, we were conducting MWE, just men's weapon and equipment, make sure we have everything. Once we get to the ORP, we will be conducting a lace report, making sure everyone is up on liquid, ammo, making sure no one's now newly found hurt after the adrenaline is run out, and then we'll just be conducting ourselves accordingly at the ORP before we head over to Objective Sun to meet back in with the other platoons. And so, a timeline for this operation. We will step off no later than 0800. We will establish our ORP at 0830. We will conduct a leader's recon, establishing the RP and in placing those strong side security at 0835. We will leave Agatwa at the ORP with the PSG. After that leader's recon, we will then begin in placing everyone at their positions marked on the map. That will begin at 0910. We will expect to execute this operation at 0945. Expect the operation to end at 01030. We will then by 1100 we will be back at the ORP, and then no later than 1200 we will be at Objective Sun. So we'll move from the ORP at 1105 to then head to Objective Sun and be there no later than 1200. Frequencies for this operation. The HQ frequency will be 33,000. Our assault teams, your frequencies between your squad leaders and us will be 33,100. Security, your frequency will be 33,200. And weapons squad, your frequency will be 33,300. Before we continue, any questions about this operation? No? Cool. We will then head over to sustainment. So, sustainment, class 1. We will be carrying 3 MREs, and we will... So, class 1. We will be carrying 3 MREs per person, per soldier, and we will fill our canteens before leaving the patrol base. Our ammunition will be issued prior to leaving the TAA. Redistribution is the responsibility of platoon level leadership at the refit or when directed by OC and Ts.
So we will be issuing a resupply probably when we get to Objective Sun, because we do not want to resupply either during the mission. We will resupply after the mission at the ORP before we head over to Objective Sun. Medical, they are assigned to take care of any casualties we have. We will have air medevac available. It is a 15-minute spin up and a 10-minute flight time. Our ORP will also be our medevac site, and it will be our HLZ. So there will be resupply, and that will be during scheduled AAR windows. So just be prepared. We will let you know when we have those more figured out. Command, the company commander is located at the company HQ, which is at grid 16 Sierra Echo Hotel, 87530247. And they are going to be monitoring all operations. Succession of command. In the event that a leader is lost, the command is 1st platoon, then 2nd platoon, and 3rd platoon. For signal, our company comms will be at frequency 3500. Our platoon comms are at 3300, or at 33,000. Medevac is going to be 34,000. Our challenge today, as stated earlier, is umbrella. Our password is lollipop. Our number combo is 7, and our running password is carpe diem. That is all for this OPORD. Do we have any questions before we step off? No? Okay, cool. Well then we are now going to step off.